there, good morning to you. On today's show, she's done it again. It was a BAFTA triumph for Kate Winslet last night, as well as 7 awards for Slumdog Millionaire. Very well deserved. We've got all the winners and losers you haven't seen, and we're asking who got it right in the style stakes on a very, very wet and windy evening. That's in about 15 minutes' time. Also on the show, why Victoria Beckham could be spending Valentine's Day all by herself. We've got that and all the other celebrities caught on camera in just about 5 minutes. And after 9 o'clock, Marty Pellow is here with his latest role on stage. Find out why he's following in the footsteps of Jack Nicholson. Excellent stuff. All that plus, well, what goes on in Britain's bedrooms? You know, it would seem not a lot, because nearly half of you said that you were just too tired. We're going to be revealing all the results from our online survey round about 9:15. And in the meantime, we want to hear from you. If you've got a question for our panel of experts, Dr. Hilary, Tracy Cox and Angela Mutanda will be here. So if you've got a question you want to ask about life between the sheets, you can text them now on 67890. Text costs 25 pence plus your standard network charge. You can find out all the terms, should you so wish to do that, at gm.tv/terms. OK. All eyes on the BAFTAs last night here in the UK. Across the pond, America was handing out its own awards at the Grammys. They finished just a few hours ago, and there was more British success. Carla Romana is in LA for us. Good night for the Brits, Carla, wasn't it?
A fantastic night for the Brits. The Brits are dominating absolutely everything at the moment. And at last night's Grammys, Robert Plant, that's a Led Zeppelin frontman, walked away with 5 Grammys, the top awards for his collaboration with American bluegrass singer Alison Krauss. Coldplay did brilliantly. They won 3, including Song of the Year, while Adele, who everybody is very excited about here, walked away with 2, including Best New Artist. We also saw wins for Duffy and for Radiohead. It's a pretty good result, I think, all round for the Brits.
It is, it's fantastic. It's a really exciting time for British music generally. I do love Adele. That voice is extraordinary.
So sweet.
She's a lovely, lovely, lovely girl. And I think she's one of these people she won't change. You know, sometimes you can see...
I saw this interview with her earlier today, and she went, you know what, I'm not a size 0, and I'm not blonde, and I'm not this, I'm just me. I just really hope I get a Grammy for just being me. And I thought, you go, girl, and she did, so good on her.
Good. Now, somebody didn't turn up, though. Rihanna was supposed to be there, and there's a bit of a hoo-ha over why she didn't appear.
It's a major hoo-ha. Not only did she not appear, but her partner, Chris Brown, didn't appear either. And they were both supposed to be performing at tonight's ceremony. It's now been confirmed that there was a domestic abuse situation between Rihanna and Chris Brown, and that Rihanna did end up in hospital. In fact, we know that her car was parked outside Cedar Sinai. They'd been to some Grammys party, Clive Davis's party. They then went somewhere else, and this big fight broke out in the street between them. He allegedly left her alone, and she had to call an ambulance to take her to the hospital. So some pretty hardcore stuff there, the day of the Grammys.
That's not good. Not good at all. Who was performing on the night then, if those two didn't turn up?
Well, in the Grammys, it is an award ceremony, Lorraine, but as we know, it's all about putting on a fantastic show. It is all about the music. We saw great performances from Coldplay. They were all kind of Sgt. Peppered up, looking very good, I think, in tribute to the Beatles. We saw U2 rocking it out on stage, and also the lovely Adele. Everybody was extremely excited about her. So young, so successful, such a great future ahead of her. We also saw a very tearful performance from Jennifer Hudson. As we know that she suffered terrible tragedy recently, and I think it took all her strength and courage to get up there and sing in front of everybody, and she ended up crying afterwards. But it was very sentimental to watch her.
That's a shame. Now, because she has, I think it takes great strength to be able to do that. When something so awful has happened, it was her sister was killed, wasn't it? It was awful. It was a really dreadful, dreadful story.
It was her mother, and her nephew. I mean, the people that are closest to her. You'd still be in a darkened room at this point, but she's just, she's a very brave girl.
I guess that's the thing, isn't it, that the show must go on. You two were performing as well?
U2, we just saw a little clip of U2, but I've got a little exclusive for you. We have the very first showing of the trailer, the terrestrial showing, that means normal telly, not satellite telly, of their new video for their new song. It's called Get In Your Boots, out February the 16th. Here's a look.
So that was U2. Thank you so much, Carla, for all the news from the Grammys. And as I said, a really good night for the Brits. Thank you very much. Great to talk to you.
Brilliant.
Thank you. Now, the stars closer to home and who's been caught on camera this weekend, Mr. Paparazzi, Dan Lyons, is here as always. What's all this about Victoria Beckham being on her own?
Well, Victoria Beckham's flown in very quickly and running around. Take a look at this picture. You've got to have a look at Victoria Beckham in this picture. She's got a touch of the glums, I think. And I just wonder
So
whether...
what's new?
Yeah, exactly. What is new? Well, I think what's new is that she's going to have to fly back for New York Fashion Week.
Yeah.
And David's in Milan, not knowing whether he's going to play football for Milan or go back to LA. And I don't think she's really happy, old Victoria there. Oh. But still, also the rumours about her this week going to be a new judge on the X Factor, I can categorically say it's not going to happen. Right. And I think Danny Minogue may well be back in the frame, and I think so. I think that's what's going on at the moment with that.
OK.
Yeah.
What else has been happening?
Well, Peaches Geldof, it's been a very busy weekend for her. She's going to be breaking up after divorcing after 186 days of marriage to her husband, Max Drummy there. They got married in Vegas, just like Paula and Bob did all those years ago.
Yeah, they lasted, though.
That's right, exactly.
For a
and,
while.
of course, the dreaded celebrity tattoo, I've got to say, is there. Max, a little bit like what happened to Angelina Jolie, had to get it rubbed off. I wonder, why do they do this classic celebrity tattoo?
And why did they bother getting married? It just makes a mockery of
Well,
the
I mean,
thing,
Bob's wanted this, I think, to be, be over really quite quickly. Apparently, it's being blamed on the Virgin's lead singer, which is a guy called Donald Cumming. They've been spending some intimate moments together, I'm told. So, watch this space.
Oh, forget, it's ridiculous. It's absolutely bonkers. Tell me about David Williams.
Well, David Williams was out, and I tell you what, it is a bit of a touch of Hello Sailor here.
Okay.
Yeah, it is. He was at Natalie Imbruglia's 34th birthday party. Yes, and of course he's with a lovely 19-year-old girlfriend there, Lauren Budd. He does look absolutely sensational, doesn't he? All in white there, posing for the cameras, likes a bit of publicity. Yeah, but she celebrated her 34th birthday in Kensington at the weekend. Alfie Allen was there. Princess Beatrice was there with her boyfriend, long-term boyfriend now, Dave Clark. Right. There they are, looking absolutely gorgeous there. She is, Beatrice. And, of course, I'm told Prince Harry snuck in underground, was there for a while and then snuck out underground. No pictures of Harry, so keeping a low profile. Yeah, right, indeed.
OK. Now, the lady that pays your mortgage, Amy Winehouse.
Well, I've got to say, Amy, well, this is the greatest celebrity holiday on the planet. She's
been on holiday for months.
I know. She was only booked for 3 days, and it has exactly been 3 months. Anyway, she's taken up a spot of horse riding here when she was spotted by a local on the beach, a young British girl who was just riding a horse. I asked Amy to jump on the back and pose up for a picture, and of course, Amy did so.
Right.
But we're all about Amy'd out, aren't we? She's off to Jamaica.
I've had such enough. I actually am now officially bored.
Well, she's coming back to get a divorce. So, you know, it's funny when we were talking about all last year about, you know, how bad Amy was getting. Well, she's looking a lot better on the back of a horse, sun-kissed country. Cyclone going on in the background.
Do people still care? Does she still sell magazines? Would you be selling lots of pictures of her for lots of money?
She's actually extremely well blogged, I've got to tell you. Yeah, people are fascinated with it, and she's becoming huge in America. It's the train crash that's come back, a little bit like Britney. We love it, unfortunately.
Right.
That's the way it is.
OK, thank you, Flower. Thank you very much. Indeed, good hair.
Thank you.
Thank you. Right, we have got a week's romantic holiday for 2 in the Maldives. Amy Winehouse isn't going to the Maldives, is she?
No.
You're safe. And £1,000 as today's competition prize. Here's the question.
Who starred as the Prime Minister in the 2003 romantic comedy Love Actually? A. Ewan McGregor, B. Jude Law, or C. Hugh Grant? To enter, call 090 49 59 6000. Calls cost £1 from BT landlines, calls from other networks may be higher, and from mobiles considerably more. Or you can enter by text. Just text your answer A, B or C to 64499. Text cost £1 plus one standard network rate message. All entrants must be 18 or over and lines close at midday today. Free entry at gm.tv closes in no less than 3 working days. Entries made after closing time won't be counted but may still be charged. Holiday dates may be restricted. Entries made after closing time won't be counted but may still be charged. You'll find competition, terms and conditions, plus winner details at gm.tv/terms.
Right, good luck with that after the break. Who got it right and who got it wrong? We're talking about the fashion winners and losers on last night's BAFTA red carpet. They all look beautiful. I don't think there were many losers, but we'll find out. I'll see you in a couple of minutes. Hi, welcome back. Marty Pellow is still to come just after 9 o'clock. Looking forward to that. And it had to happen, didn't it? Finally, the end of the road for Todd Carty last night. He became the latest celebrity to skate off dancing on ice, or wobble off. Ooh, I did not bad at all. We're talking about that and all the rest of this week's telly in about 5 minutes. First, though, last night's British Academy Film Awards, where Slumdog Millionaire picked up a well-deserved 7 awards. And congratulations too, of course, to Kate Winslet after yet another win for her. But apart from the awards themselves, we are asking the far more important question of who got it right on the red carpet. Fashion journalist Angela Butoff is here. I thought, it's very difficult for them, wasn't it? It was rainy and miserable, horrible. And it was quite hard to. You don't want to be really going crazy with the old glamour. So they were very safe, I thought.
They were very safe. It's the classic thing. Everyone got it right, and therefore it was a little bit boring.
Yes, we want mistakes, thank you.
Yeah, a little bit, I think. It was just incredibly tasteful. Everybody went for black, so you kind of can't really go wrong with that.
No, that's true. I thought Kate Winslet looked beautiful, did you?
Just so stunning, like Grace Kelly.
Yeah, what dress is that then? Where's that from?
So that's by Zach Posen, who's an amazing American designer. He hasn't been around for that long, but he's like really popular with people like Beyonce and Natalie Portman, and just does really tasteful, very classic dresses. That could be a vintage one.
Stunning. And it's so flattering as well.
Yeah.
I don't think she's ever looked better. She just gets better with age. And I loved it. Her mum and dad were there with her. It was really good.
No, gorgeous.
Who else got it right?
Well, Penelope Cruz, I have to say, was my favourite of the night. Just looking like a modern day Audrey Hepburn.
Doesn't she?
Just so perfect. And that's an Azadine Alaya dress. And he's kind of known for like really sexy, stretchy, body-conscious dresses. So that's kind of a bit of a
Mind you, that girl could wear anything.
I know.
Anything and look extraordinary. Yep, we like that. Who else did you like?
I really liked Frida Pinto as well.
Oh, yes, of course, from Slumdog Millionaire.
Yeah, partly because she wasn't wearing black when everyone else was.
Oh, what a cutie.
And this is by Oscar de la Renta, who dresses Sarah Jessica Parker a lot. And actually, when you look at that, you think, yeah, that's a very SJP dress.
It is. And she is, in the movie,
Stunning.
she's luminous. She's absolutely beautiful. Gorgeous.
And beautiful, like, antique Indian jewels with it as well.
Stunning girl. We're going to see more of her, I think.
Yeah.
I think she's going to be a big star.
Absolutely. Stunning.
For sure. Now, the biggies came, didn't they? Angelina and Brad came.
Yeah.
Looked a bit fed up, I thought.
They did. They looked really bored, didn't they?
Looked a bit bored.
Not even bothering to try and hide it.
Like,
unimpressed with our weather.
Another awards week. Yawn. See, they'd rather be at home with the kids, sitting in bed with popcorn, watching cartoons. She does look good, though, doesn't she?
She does. I wasn't massively convinced about this dress, to be honest. This is Armani Privé, which is couture. So it would have been made specially for her. A bit of a funny length, I thought.
Yes, it was neither up nor down. It was neither one. They couldn't make its mind up whether it was a long dress or a short long dress or a long short dress, I suppose.
And this is like a really popular length for this season. So it's a bit of a kind of, if Angelina can't do it,
hard to wear.
Stay away.
I thought Brad looked a bit crumpled.
Yeah.
Maybe some of the, the sort of Benjamin, what was that mad movie, Benjamin Button, it's rubbing off on him. I don't know.
Well, I was slightly thinking when I was watching TV last night, I was thinking, do you know what? It's really hard to do it here. We can all look good in LA. See? It's not just us as a nation.
No, it is.
It's hard work in the rain.
When it's rainy and horrible.
Yeah.
Who didn't get it right?
Well, I wasn't massively convinced about Alicia Dixon's dress.
That's for me.
It was a bit kind of over the top, frou kind of.
That is a big one.
It sort of slightly needs to calm down, and also compounded with little short gloves. Totally understandable you'd want to wear gloves in this weather.
Yes. She's working though, isn't
much.
she? She's got a microphone in her hand, so it looks to me like she's.
But there's what in that dress?
The wee lady on top of it does the.
Yeah, exactly.
I have to say though, she's gorgeous and can get away with that.
Yeah, no,
totally.
And a really fun dress to wear on the red carpet.
For
just
sure.
not massively convinced by it.
don't we long for the days, we were talking about this earlier on, don't we long for the days of Cher?
Yeah, no, totally.
And Bjork.
Yeah.
Remember Bjork dressed as a swan going down and she laid an egg and it was just great.
And people designing their own dresses, that's what I miss.
What's happened then? Are they all styled up to the nines?
They're
Is that
all
the trouble?
styled up and they're all having gowns kind of thrown at them. And I think, you know, they're probably terrified because people like us will be discussing it the next day.
I suppose, that's very true.
And so they don't want to get it wrong.
Sure. So somebody like Sharon Stone, she would be... Do you think she's someone who has her own style? Or would because I thought actually Sharon Stone looked...
Well, this is actually a really interesting dress because
it's very unforgiving.
it's supposed to be either Dior or John Galliano. And what's interesting about that is that last year she was fired from the Dior campaign for making comments about the earthquake and saying that it was all due to karma. And so it's really actually very interesting diplomatically in the fashion world that she's now turned up in this gown because it suggests that she's maybe back in with them.
Right. She's bonkers.
Yeah, clearly. You could tell from her speech.
Bonkers. Thank you so much.
No, you're welcome.
Thank
Pleasure.
you very much
Thank
indeed.
you.
If you log on to the website, you can see all of those dresses and lots more in our red carpet gallery. That's gm.tv. Right, Dancing on Ice now, and it was bye-bye to Todd Carty last night, which is a shame because he's good fun. He lost out to Ellery Hanley in the skate-off, and that leaves, I think 8 celebs fighting it out for the trophy now. Our TV addict, Lucy Cave, joins me now. Sort of had to happen. Bit of a shame, though, because he's entertaining, isn't he?
I know. I mean, Todd Carty's become a cult hit on YouTube. I've been probably mainly from me, just watching him career into the
really
world.
good. And that's the best
It's so funny.
moment.
But, yeah, I mean, he had to go. He got the lowest score, 8.5. Sure. So Ellery Hanley, he got 15. He was skating to Boogie Wonderland. He looked quite nice and bright and colourful, I thought.
I think he's very good.
Yeah, he's not bad.
I mean,
mean,
he's all right.
Do you know what? I've got nothing but admiration for anybody who goes on Dancing on Ice. I can't even stand up without holding...
I can't stand up, and it's just incredible what they do. And I do think, I know I was talking about this with Michael Underwood, I think it's harder for the boys. Because they've got to move the girls around, you know. They've
got to lift them.
Yeah, that's different.
Turn around, yeah. So you know, the competition is really hotting up now. But... Ray Quinn, I mean, he's got it in the bag, hasn't he?
Well, that's what I mean. It makes it a bit dull then, you know, because he is very good.
Hey, look, there he is. He's amazing. So he got very good. I mean, his score was 26.5.
He's like a pro, isn't he?
Yeah, he really is. That was the highest of the series and high personal best for him. But look at his muscles. I'm just like, I can't believe that's happened to him.
Because he was only a wee baby,
I
wasn't
know.
he?
I wonder if he specifically asked to wear that top so that he could show his ripped torso.
Sure. And the thing is, Jessica as well's done really well.
Yeah,
I know
she
she's
has.
got previous experience. That they keep harping on about this, but she is so elegant.
Yeah, so she came joint second with Zoe Salmon.
Zoe,
lovely dress as well. There, I think she does look amazing. She had a little tiny bit of a stumble that you saw there.
Could you imagine what you or I would be like doing
I'd just be sliding around all over the place. But yeah,
that'd be hilarious.
So she got 22 points. So she must be very pleased with that, and she looked lovely. And then so Zoe Salmon, she also got 22 points. And do you know what? I love this song. It's Minnie Riperton, Loving You. And I was just thinking, I wonder if, obviously, because it's the first stage is voted for by the public. And if they like the song, that must make quite a big difference as well.
I suppose, yeah.
If it's a song that you just think, I hate that song, you're not really going to pay that much attention to it.
Yeah, probably does.
So ex-Blue Peter presenter Zoe Salmon, she's done well as well. So
they're all doing good. They're all doing very, very good. But I'm sad to see Todd go because I do like a bit of comedy.
I know. I'm still going to keep watching him on YouTube.
Absolutely. What about soaps? What's happening?
Soaps. Let's go to EastEnders first of all. Poor old Gary Hobbs. he goes to the Argy Bargy with Dawn.
Yeah.
And he thinks that she talks about being really pleased about this guy in her life, having a guy in her life, but she's talking about Jason, and he gets it wrong, and there he is. He's prepared to propose to her.
Oh, no.
He's got a ring in the cocktail glass,
Never a good
as you
idea.
do.
Never a good
How
idea.
she spotted it in there with all the rest of the stuff going on in that drink, I don't know. I'm surprised she didn't. If it was Coronation Street, then she probably would have choked on it, and it would have been a comedy night.
Geez.
So he gets down on one knee, proposes. I think you know what the answer's going to be to that one.
We probably do know the answer to that. What a shame.
So, Coronation Street next, but before we talk about Coronation Street, obviously we have to say our thoughts go out to Bill Roach.
Oh, this is terrible.
It's really, really sad news. His wife passed away this weekend.
She's only 58.
Only 58.
Apparently very sudden. We're not sure what happened to her, but What a terrible, terrible thing to
Yeah,
happen.
really,
Very
really sad.
'Cause they've been together about 30-odd years,
30
I think.
years, yeah, they had. So obviously our thoughts go out to him.
Absolutely, what a shame.
In Coronation Street, so Steve gets asked out by the hairdresser Natasha.
Oh, yes.
Obviously he's just trying to make Becky jealous, really,
Yeah.
isn't he? But then he's relieved when she eventually kind of breaks it up with him. But, you know, it's all about Steve and Becky. And obviously it's Valentine's week. Coronation Street are not going to let that disappear, are they?
No,
There's
I wouldn't have thought so.
a lot of comedy potential going on there. So I don't want to say too much because I think I'll ruin the storyline. But I mean, some things have been leaked out in the papers. But obviously, yeah. So Steve and Becky and Jason. Nobody quite knows what could happen. So there you go.
Okay, that's very interesting. I'd like to see Steve and Becky together. I think it'd be hilarious, absolutely hilarious.
They're a great couple, aren't
I can imagine them, sort of, you know, years to come in the Rovers.
Yeah.
Thank you, Flora. Great
Pleasure.
stuff. Thank you very much indeed. Right, still to come between now and 9:25. Is there a crisis in Britain's bedrooms? We have the results of our online sex survey, and you might be surprised by this. Our panel are also going to be answering your questions. That's around about 9:15. And in just a few minutes, Wet star Marty Pellow is here to explain why he is following in the footsteps of Jack Nicholson, no less. Right now, though, 9 o'clock, let's get the news and weather.
Good morning. More than 130 people are now known to have died in the worst bushfires in Australian history. Thousands of firefighters are battling to control around 30 fires in the state of Victoria. Police say some were started deliberately. The Australian Prime Minister has described it as mass murder. Widespread ice on untreated roads could cause problems for drivers this morning after freezing temperatures overnight. More heavy snow is expected in the next 24 hours in central England and Wales. Barclays has announced annual profits of almost £6 billion. That's 14% below the previous year, but analysts say that it's likely to be well ahead of its main rivals. Slumdog Millionaire has won 7 BAFTAs, including Best Film. Kate Winslet was named Best Actress for The Reader. And in Los Angeles, the Brits dominated the Grammy Music Awards with Coldplay, winning 3 prizes, including Song of the Year. Adele named Best New Artist and Best Female Pop Performer. That's it from me. Here's the weather from Kirsty.
Hello there. It's another cold start today. A risk of icy patches pretty much anywhere across the UK. But we are keeping an eye on some snow in the north across parts of central and southern Scotland, and also some rain pushing up from the south. Now, that rain already heavy across the southwest of England. As it moves in today, it will turn to sleet and snow in places. Now, the main areas at risk really from north of the M4 corridor area, so East Wales over towards the Midlands. That's where we could see a significant amount of snow later on today, tonight, into the early hours of tomorrow morning. Some sunshine around today, though, certainly for Northern Ireland, parts of Scotland and Northern England. We should see some spells of sunshine, 2 to 5 Celsius, your highs. Now, through the night tonight, the wind's very much a feature across southern parts of the UK, driving that snow around, especially over the higher ground. So rain, sleet and snow for southern parts of the UK overnight, only slowly easing away as we go through the early hours of tomorrow. So possibly a little dusting of snow down towards the southeast corner by tomorrow morning as well. Through tomorrow, we've got some sunshine coming through, especially again, Northern Ireland, southern Scotland, Northern England, Wales and the southwest. And eventually we'll clear that rain away from that southeast corner, so something a little bit brighter, not as windy by the afternoon. Here's your summary. Get a 5-day weather update for your postcode on our website at gm.tv.
Thank you, Kirsty. Thank you very much indeed. Now, from Wet to Hot with a part made famous by Jack Nicholson in the movie version, Marty Pellow back on stage and in the UK tour of The Witches of Eastwick. And here he is. It's lovely to see you.
Thank you very much for having me.
Very good to see you. And you have been a triumph. Can I show you some of the reviews that are good? The Daily Mail, and they're usually not very nice, but they say, Pellow revels in his role, stalking the stage like a sex-mad rooster. That's all right. That'll do.
That's family for you.
And it says, and also the Sunday Times. Oh, posh.
Oh, Sunday.
Pellow has all the qualities: disarming charisma, the ability to raise one eyebrow higher than the other, to portray the devil in disguise. And there's loads like that. You must be really pleased. It's been really good.
It's been fantastic. You know, I've really worked hard at this one. And not that I didn't work hard in Chicago.
Absolutely.
And, you know, I loved that. That was a different type of puppy.
Yeah.
And, you know, I've seemed to have kind of fallen into this kind of musical theatre. And it's great. I love it. Great ensemble cast. The cast look after me and make sure 3 great leading ladies, so they make me look good.
Oh, you're very modest. You are very modest. You are very much so. And you're in Aberdeen tomorrow night.
Aberdeen, yes, I went for a small sabbatical. I had 4 or 5 weeks off there, spent a bit of time in Los Angeles, finishing a new album, that sort of thing.
Good.
So, you know, keeping busy, and then straight right back up to Aberdeen. They tell me it's really lovely up there, it's almost tropical.
It is horizontal rain, I think.
Oh, straight into your eyes.
It'll be fine. Oh, that'll be good. That'll be good to go home. It's great. That's the thing about going on tour as well, because you get to see all the different places.
All places. And it ends in Glasgow too, so for me that's going to be great to you know, fit in my hometown.
For sure.
Brilliant.
So, as you said, you've done Chicago, you've done this one.
Yes.
And you did Chicago on Broadway as well.
I did indeed, yes.
How exciting is that? So did you have your name on lights in Broadway?
I know, amazing.
Isn't that fantastic?
I used to walk
Do you still
home.
get a buzz out of that?
Well, exactly. For me, it was great. It was nice to take it. It was nice for them to invite me over there after you know, playing it in the West End, and I'm really made up for that because, as I say, this was something that's came to my career, and I never really saw it coming at all.
No, for sure.
And I did chess last year as well for Tim Rice.
That's right.
He phoned me up and asked me to play the part of the arbiter, and I kind of really enjoy it. I love the discipline of it. I mean, it's 8 shows a week, so it's dangerously close to a real job. dangerously
close.
You know?
Something you've always shied away from.
Shied away from.
So when you're walking to work and you look up and you see your name in lights, that
you think, where did it go wrong?
Exactly. Sitting there in Hollywood and in Los Angeles and then in New York as well. It's great.
I mean, it's great just to be able to, you know, keep working and have an eclectic career, you know, where
Absolutely.
I can dip in and, you know, make an album with Wet Wet Wet. I'm still very much singing with those guys as well, you know. We're writing for a new album.
What, a new album, solo one or for
the solo album one here, and then
Right.
I'm going to start with Wet 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 as well. Graham and Tommy and Neil are getting busy as well at the moment, writing
that's
some new
great.
stuff for that. I love them guys.
I thought that worked really well, you guys coming back. It was the right time. You know, I think you needed a wee bit of time and then to forget all the stuff that had happened. Forget about that. And then, no, but you were all older, you were all wiser, and you know,
I don't know about the wiser bit, but the older bit, yes,
but
for
you
sure.
were, and it really worked, didn't it?
Well, you know, I love.
You looked like you were having
guys.
much more fun.
Well,
this
you
time.
know, it was a reunion, but you know, first and foremost, it was rekindling a friendship, and then everything else that came from that, like making music again, was a bonus for us.
Yeah,
I love those
really
guys.
Good. It is great. So we're going to see more of that. That wasn't just a kind of one-off. And
no, not
good.
at all. It's like, you know, like Tommy, and you know, he's got his family, and Graham's got his family as well, and we all respect that. And it's about us all when we come together. It's about, you know, the quality, the time that we spend together too, as well as making
and
music.
it is different when you're older and there's kids around, and it's just, you know, I think it's great. And you see bands like Take That, Reformed, all the, you know, Boyzone have done their thing as well.
Incredible success they've had too. More power to them. No,
it's very, very, very good. Is there a role that you covet? Is there something that you would really, really love to do?
Yeah,
Not a chance to do yet?
I'd love to play the part. Well, they're making a movie of it just now. 9, the musical 9.
9?
Yeah, based on that the Fellini movie 8½.
Yeah, is that?
Well, I saw Antonio Banderas do it on Broadway, and it was amazing.
Ah, and that's what you'd like to do.
Well,
you smell gorgeous. What have you got on? It's lovely. It's wafting over to me.
That's Eau de Mate.
And in such a beautiful French accent.
I'm gonna. Do you see how I automatically slips right into that? It's going to be available at Christmas.
It's very, very, very nice.
It's very nice. I might actually release it at Christmas. Of course, with a heavy campaign.
I have been interviewing you for years.
For years.
It's scary, and they're making me do this. But this is from the 90s. I can't remember. Look.
Whoa!
Well, look, what's your hair? What's happening with your hair there? That was
That's
1997 when we used to do Get Up and Give. Look, there's me
There's
and
you.
Ross, lovely Ross Kelly. There's me with short hair, looking mad.
Look at. Never mind about your hair. Look at me.
But you did have mad hair, and remember you went through that big long hair stage.
That's right, aye.
You had long hair.
Listen, look, I've got
this.
hair. I've got hair, like, you know what I mean. So I'm embrace the hair.
I think you should, and I
But
think
look at that with the white hair in the back. Going, hey, showbiz.
And the thing about our hair mistakes is they're there for, you know, everybody. They can dig them out of the archives at any time.
That would probably round about my heavy drinking phase.
You maybe did that yourself.
Exactly, that makes sense. Why don't I do a comedy goatee with it too? Hello, UK.
And we thought we were gorgeous. It's terrifying. Listen, good luck.
No. Well,
good luck with
thanks.
everything you do, especially Witches of Eastwick, which is going to be Aberdeen tomorrow, finishing off in Glasgow. What we'll do is we'll stick everything on the website so folk know.
You know, I mean, it's absolutely fantastic, you know, and thanks very much for having us in again.
I'll have you in any time.
Oh, no bother.
Any time. Thank you, Flower.
But see, next time I come, can you get the coffee a bit hot? That's absolutely
do you know that's been like? Do you know that's been like?
Why don't you show me your coffee?
Right. After the break, 70% of you said you wanted more. Half of you said you were too tired to even try. We're talking about the results of our sex survey. Our panel of experts are standing by to take your questions. I'll see you in a couple of minutes. Hello, welcome back. It's Valentine's Day this weekend. Do not forget, today's competition is for all the romantics. How does a week's dream holiday for two in the Maldives and £1,000 spending money sound? Here's Kate McIntyre with the details on how you can win.
What are the ingredients for your perfect romantic holiday? What about chilling out on a beach like this? Maybe you like relaxing and enjoying a drink or two. Or perhaps you'd rather do something a little bit more active. Well, you and your partner could be experiencing all this. This is your chance to win a dream break for two in the Maldives. You'll be staying at the Meetu Paru Island Resort for 7 nights. All courtesy of Thompson. And we're throwing in £1,000 spending money. To enter, here's the question.
Who starred as the Prime Minister in the 2003 romantic comedy Love Actually? A. Ewan McGregor, B. Jude Law, or C. Hugh Grant? To enter, call 090 49 59 6000. Calls cost £1 from BT landlines, calls from other networks may be higher, and from mobiles considerably more. Or you can enter by text. Just text your answer A, B or C to 64499. Text cost £1 plus one standard network rate message. All entrants must be 18 or over and lines close at midday today. Free entry at gm.tv closes in no less than 3 working days. Entries made after closing time won't be counted but may still be charged. Holiday dates may be restricted. You'll find competition, terms and conditions, plus winner details at gm.tv/terms.
Best of luck, and you certainly can't beat it out here in the Maldives.
Oh, that does look good, doesn't it? I wish I looked like that in a swimming costume. It's not fair. Now, we asked and thousands of you replied. We're talking about our online sex survey. The results, though, might just surprise you.
It seems there's a crisis going on in Britain's bedrooms.
She thinks she's getting too much, but I don't.
Despite 85% of people in a recent GMTV survey admitting that they still fancy their partner, nearly 40% are unhappy with their sex lives.
It's more remembering to see each other as a man and a woman and not just as a husband and wife or a mother and a father.
And the main reason for not having sex? We're just too tired. While over 80% of us say we're happy in loving relationships, a whopping 7 out of 10 wish we could get more action between the sheets.
So there we are. Our panel is here, relationship expert Tracy Cox, psychologist Angela Matanda, and our very own Dr. Hilary. Hilary, are you surprised? I actually thought that was very honest. People are obviously giving us honest answers, which is good, not what they think we want to hear or trying to make themselves out better than they are, you know?
Absolutely. I don't think people were exaggerating there. And what was interesting was that people said their relationships were fine.
That's good.
Which is good to hear, because often we hear it's the opposite. But yet they weren't getting time or feeling too tired to have regular sex and enjoy a good sex life. And that's a shame, because it's a great thing. People feel intimate with their partner when they're having sex. They feel a good self-esteem and they feel buoyed up and positive. So it's something that we do need to work on, obviously.
So, Angela, were you heartened by the results? Do you think it's quite good? I mean, the fact that people there's obviously still love and affection in the relationship. It's just the sex that needs to be worked on.
Yeah, because I mean, 80% of people said, they were still in love with their partners, which was very heartening. But I mean, the old thing about being too tired, and I wanted to unpack what do you mean by too tired? Are you prioritising sex, or are you, busy doing everything, juggling, the shopping, work, working, being a good parent, all of that sort of thing. I think that can get in the way.
For sure.
And
you
people,
put it at the bottom of
you
our long
can,
list.
yeah.
I mean, we watch 26 hours of TV, the average British person, and then people say they've got no time for sex, and it's like, come on.
Low priority,
It's
right?
low priority.
Yeah.
And
Coronation
yeah.
Street,
Yeah.
both things are going at the same time, actually.
We're watching other people do it, which is not right, is it?
Yeah, exactly. That's not good.
Right.
We have got so many emails. Tracy, I wanted to ask you, this is another Tracy from Dorset is saying, what do they call a healthy sex life? Now, I think a lot of people are worried about this. How many times a week should you be having sex to be called normal?
I think people need to move away from normal because, I mean, there is no set time per week. I mean, there's that figure that's bandied about, which is always, 2.2% or something like that. 2.2 times a week. Yeah, it's like, what's the 0.2? But, I mean, the thing is, different stages of the relationship, you're going to be having different types of sex and, different quantities of sex. So you need to work out what suits you.
Right.
Not trying to live up to the Joneses,
Excuse me.
Impossible. You couldn't. There's no way.
What isn't normal is what you read about in the women's magazines. You should be having it every 3 minutes. It's just unrealistic.
No, I know that's and also the fact that you talked about we watch it on TV or we see sex in the movies, which always sort of makes you go a bit embarrassed. But it's not like that in real life, is
and we've
it?
got unrealistic expectations. I think people think that and we're not very honest about it. And that's what I liked about the survey is that we do pretend our sex lives are much better than they actually are.
Sure, no,
I
absolutely.
mean, even with our friends, and then
but
you go
even
home
with
and
our
think,
partners, we pretend they're very, they're better than they should be because we don't communicate.
Mm.
It's amazing. I made this show looking at how to have sex after marriage, and couples don't actually talk to each other about their fantasies, what they like, what they don't like, and that's astonishing that there's still a level of embarrassment.
Why are they not talking then? What's
I
happening?
think there's a level of embarrassment.
Okay.
I think people just grow apart and they forget that having sex is a form of communication, and then they come up with all these excuses of I'm too tired, or people going through depression can affect your sex drive and how you feel about
Absolutely.
yourself.
There can be physical, there can be psychological issues, but also I think when you've been living with somebody for a long, long time, you're sharing decisions about where the children are going to school, you're doing the shopping, you're fixing the car, actually talking about, oh, I've got a sex fantasy. You might think your partner says, hey, you're weird. And I think there is that
We've
kind
run out of bottle.
I just think there is that, you can get too familiar with the partner. Sometimes you just need to take time, go out for a romantic evening, take time away from the children and talk about, watch a romantic film and use that as an introduction. Well, why don't we do that again? And let's do something. What would you like to do? What really turns you on? What do you like? And that kind of communication goes, doesn't it, in a long-term relationship very often?
It does too. And I think we need to move away from this idea that you're just going to look at your partner and be instantly aroused, even 20 years on. You've got to create desire. You've got to create arousal. It doesn't just happen when you've had sex with that person 20,000 times.
Is that setting a mood? Is that wearing naughty underwear? Or is it just kind of being more attentive?
Whatever does it for you, isn't it? It's like just actively, keeping yourself aroused. Like, whether it be reading a sexy book or wearing something that makes you feel turned on. But just don't expect it to just happen, because it won't happen.
No, exactly. I just wanted, because we've got so many texts on this. Angela, this is for you. Louise says, my partner and I have been together for 2 years. Our sex life has never been good. He's a selfish lover. I feel resentful, so I don't bother. Our sex life is non-existent and it's affecting our confidence.
See, I think this is a psychological problem. I think, he sounds like he's been a selfish lover from day one. So I would be saying sex is a symptom of this relationship going wrong, and Louise and her partner need to sit down and have a very honest talk about where their relationship is going.
And also, if he's always been selfish, he probably thinks that's okay. If she's never
she's
turned
not
down,
saying, but she's not saying anything. So
Right.
what happens is when we get resentful, we don't speak, and a man thinks, oh, everything's fine. You've got to talk. She's got to sit down with her partner and say, I'm not happy about the way things are going, and we need to do something about it, or else things could get a lot worse.
Are the younger generation better at this? People in their 20s better at this than people in their 40s and 50s? Do you think that they will?
I think they are. I think they are.
They're more likely to talk about it.
I mean, we talk about it so much more openly, and I think that there's a really nice equality between the sexes in the sense that, like I think most young kids do know that it's not easy for a female to have an orgasm. They're prepared to do the work. They've heard of
in the hours.
But they've actually heard of the clitoris and things like that, which is always a good sign. So I do think we're better at it.
So that is very, very encouraging, I guess. It really is. And I think we have been encouraged by this, because clearly there are couples out there who are having problems. But Angela, you're absolutely right. You've got to talk to one another.
Got to talk,
You've really got to do that.
Yeah. Stop pretending all is well.
And I think humour is really important.
No,
because,
I do.
Because talking just about sex, I'm not really happy with this. Get humour in there, have a laugh, have a joke, and make it not personal.
Thank you, guys. Thank you very much indeed. Lots more on the website, gm.tv. See you tomorrow. I'm going to be talking to Colleen Rooney tomorrow. I'll maybe ask. No, I won't. Don't go there. See you. Bye.